What should we learn from the tribe of Zebulun? Zebulun is one of Israel's 12 tribes. In the time of Moses, Zebulun was divided into 3 clans: the Seredites, the Elonites, and the Jahilites, named after Zebulun's sons. Numbers chapter 26, verse 26. The tribes were named for Jacob's children or grandchildren, in the cases of Ephraim and Manasseh. Jacob's 10th son, Zebulun, was the youngest of 6 born by Leah. When Zebulun was born, Leah said, "God has presented me with a precious gift. This time my husband will treat me with honor, because I have borne him 6 sons." Genesis chapter 30, verse 20. Zebulun means dwelling or honor. Zebulun was one of 6 tribes chosen to stand on Mount Ebal and pronounce curses. Deuteronomy chapter 27, verse 13. By means of these curses, the people promised God they would refrain from certain behaviors. For example, one curse says, "Cursed is the man who carves an image or casts an idol, a thing distasteful to the Lord." Deuteronomy chapter 27, verse 15. Another states, "Cursed is the man who withholds justice from the alien, the fatherless, or the widow." Deuteronomy chapter 27, verse 19. Still another, "Cursed is the man who does not uphold the words of this law by carrying them out." Deuteronomy chapter 27, verse 26. In all, Zebulun helped deliver 12 admonishments of this sort. Deuteronomy chapter 27, verse 15 through 26. Upon entering the promised land, Zebulun failed to drive out the Canaanites living in Kitron and Naholo, although Zebulun did subject them to forced labor. Judges chapter 1, verse 30. This was incomplete obedience to God's clear command to drive out all the inhabitants of the land. Numbers chapter 33, verse 52. Not responding fully to God's word, as Zebulun demonstrated, is a trait to which we all can relate. How often do we choose to follow our own paths for various reasons, many of which may not be in concert with God's wishes? Later, Zebulun returned to God and followed his commands. They participated in the battles led by Deborah and Barak. They fought valiantly. Judges chapter 4, verse 6, chapter 5, verse 18. Judge Elon was a Zebulunite. Judges chapter 12, verse 11. During the kingdom years, Zebulun joined David at Hebron to transfer Saul's kingdom to David. 1 Chronicles chapter 12, verse 23, 33, and 40. This too provides insight into our behavior. While at times we turn away from God, His love for us and ours for Him draws us back into communion with Him and compliance with His will. Zebulun's territory was located in what later became known as Galilee in northern Israel. Moses' blessing on the tribe was that they would prosper in their overseas dealings with Gentile nations. Deuteronomy chapter 33, verse 18 to 19. Isaiah prophesied in the past, God humbled the land of Zebulun, but in the future He will honor Galilee. Isaiah chapter 9, verse 1. Isaiah's prediction is messianic. Galilee, including Zebulun, would be honored as the first to hear Christ preaching, and this would more than compensate for their humiliation at the hands of the Assyrians centuries before. Numerous verses in the Bible, especially in the Psalms, extol God for His unfailing patience, love, and faithfulness. Indirectly, Zebulun's history reminds us that God is always present when we return to Him. No matter how battered or bruised we may be or how ashamed we may feel about past transgressions, God can still use us.